I killed every close for 6 months straight and didn't know why. Today we're going to talk about how I fucked up my life, and you may be here just like me, and how we can get across this bridge of the bridge of close, the death of biz hell, how we can get across this bridge and be happy you with the sort of whatever, the sort of close over here. We're gonna break this into part 1, part 2, and part 3. Hang out with me. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first part was I had no method, okay? Whenever I tried to close sales, I just thought that people would come to me. I just said, you know, my service is good enough. The word will get out. I'll quote someone, you know, let's just say, you know, 2K. I'll quote them 2K, and they'll be super happy. They're like, yeah, got it, cool. And that worked every now and a blue moon, right? It was not consistent at all. And I would spend all this time just doing proposal after proposal after proposal, just feeling like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? And what I had wrong was I hadn't ran into, where are we at? I hadn't ran into Alex Hormozi's content. So Alex Hormozi, so the first part of no method is we have a method, and our method is called closer. Sorry, cut off. Closer. This is not my own original method. I've added a little bit to this, but if you have a terrible time closing sales, this will make life so much easier, okay? So we're gonna jump through each part very quickly. Okay, so you've got C for clarify, okay? Clarify, okay? So someone comes in the door and they're like, hey, and you're like, hi. And instead of saying just hi, be like, yo, what brought you in? Or what can I do for you? The stuff they teach you, like it's crazy that they teach you, you actually learn all this stuff at regular jobs, but then when you start doing it yourself, you're like, it's okay, handshake vibes, it's all good. So they come in the door, and I like to do it via text, okay? I'm much more of a text me type of person. It's my own, like I probably could close more people if I just hopped on the phone and did everything in person, but text. So someone texts me and says, hey, hi. Or I reach out to them and say, hey, you know, Sarah referred you, said that you needed a website. Can you tell me about that? Can you tell me what you're looking for? Do not automatically assume that. Just don't try to like give price. Don't try to like assume anything. You need them to tell you what they need before you can say, yes, let's do it. Because if you do it the opposite way, if you say, hey, Sarah said you need a website, here's my pricing, like, they're gonna drop off the face of the earth. I've done this plenty of times. I would give someone a price, peace out, without knowing any information about them. Little too early. So you don't name any price, anything at this point. You don't do this until it's CLOSER. You don't give price until the S, okay? Hopefully you can see that pretty well. So you're just clarifying, like, yo, what's up? And they'll tell you a tiny mid-life story, or they won't say that much at all. They're like, I need a website. And you're like, okay, cool. Can you tell me out why you need a website, right? Or I need a logo. And you're like, well, why do you need a logo? So dive a little bit deeper, because if you don't have clarity about why they're there, it's going to be so much harder to close them afterwards. So they'll give you a little bit of context. Hey, yo, I have this event coming up. I'm thinking about doing X or Y. I need these pants for whatever reason. I need this ad marketing thing. They'll give you some sort of story. And that right there is the gold, right? If you can get that, everything else becomes pretty simple, okay? So you go from clarify, you then go to label. So label, oh, if I could spell label right, label, and you're labeling a solution for them. So you got a couple of different products. Do not do what I did, okay? I was Mr. like, I'm custom everything. I'm gonna customize everything. So whatever they say here, I'm willing to bet I can make some sort of custom solution labeled that's gonna meet all their needs. And you could do that, but very hard to scale. Extremely hard to scale. Good way to fuck yourself over right here. I can make a whole video about labeling your shit wrong. Okay, the whole thing is being able to have predetermined products. It's funny because it's in service, it's much harder to do this. But this is a product, okay? Really, at the end of the day, it's coffee, whatever, espresso. But this is named the Sabrina's Shaken Espresso, Sabrina Brown Sugar Shaken Espresso, okay? This is a product. They aren't, when I go to Dunkin', I ask them, hey, can you, they're like, what do you want? I pick from a predetermined menu, okay? Yes, there are some upgrades or customizations you can make within the actual product, but they have predetermined products beforehand. Do not make up a product. Do not make up a product after you hear them clarify what they need. Most service people do this. I did this for a very long time. I screwed myself a lot because what happens is you actually make the label, you actually make a really amazing promise, okay? You're like, yo, I can promise. You're like, yo, I can promise the world and everything else. And then guess what? Now you have to deliver the world, okay? And that is not easy. It's easy to get someone to say yes when you say, I'm gonna give you the world. But much harder to deliver, and then you'll kill that relationship. So we're not gonna overpromise. Let's not do that, okay? You have a predetermined product, and I also a whole nother thing. You should have one product, not 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, like me. Love just burning money and burning my time as a parentpreneur. Love doing this. Learn from my mistakes. One product, okay? Right now, I'm gonna tell you what my one product is, and this is until we hit 1 million or we change our mind like we do. We are simply doing brand, if I can spell, sorry, boop, brand kits. Oh my God. All right, brand kits. All that really is we're doing logos. We're not doing websites. We're not doing video ads. We're not doing SEO optimization. We're not doing PPC ads. All that stuff I can do. I can do all that shit. I can make it happen. But the minute that you start increasing what you offer, now you have to also increase, you have new sales, now you have new marketing scripts, sales scripts, fulfillment scripts, like fulfillment operations, customer service, like all these different things. Every single product that you have, it's a new line. It's literally like a mini business within a business. And a great way, I speak from experience, to ruin your entire business is to open up like 4 or 5 mini businesses within your business. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. So coming back to here, we can talk about that later at some other point. But you want to label their, hey, yeah, I offer, you need a logo? Great. I have the perfect logo for you, okay? We'll talk a bit more about this in our on part 3 in here. If you can see that part 3, where a little question mark here, but we'll talk a little bit more about how to get that right. All right, so coming back to it, now, very simply, you overview past pain, okay? This is important because how you go through this is they say, "Hi, Will, I'm looking for a logo." And you're like, "Okay, great. Why do you need a logo?" And they're like, "I need a logo because I'm trying to look professional." Great. They give you more details. And you're like, "Great. We can make you look professional, cool. Here goes what I'm thinking." And then you say, "This is the magic word. This is the magic word to get you from here to here to here to here to here to here." Okay? Magic word or phrase. Does this align with your vision? Okay? And you can always already just say, "Does this align?" Right? You can literally shorten it to that. But like, what happens is they just say, "Hey, hi, cool." Then you get to label what you think you could do for them. And then you say, "Does that align with your vision?" Instead of you saying, "Okay, ready to buy," don't do that. "Does this align with your vision?" And they're like, "Yeah." Or they may say, "I don't know," or "Not really." And when you do this soft, "Does this align?" you allow yourself to be able to adjust. You're like, "Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh man, okay. Let me understand your problem a little bit better. Okay, you need this. Got it. We have this other perfect golden thingy that will do whatever that is. That'll do exactly what you're looking for. Does that align with you?" And they're like, "Yes, great." And then you get the permission to move on to the O, okay? Erase all this. Does this align? This is all this stuff I just messed up for years and years and years and years. Okay, now we move on to overview pain. What does that mean? Just like what it means. You're just like, okay, what have you tried creating a logo before? Like, what was it like? What was like, and if they tell you, "Yes, I have," then you say, "Okay, well, what were the things that went wrong?" Because we want to make sure and like align like with you and make sure that this works really well. So, one second. All right. One second. So, you just overview all their stuff, all their trauma. Like, "Look, I had this terrible designer, this developer, you just go through it all. And what happens is it brings the why, it really brings this to the forefront. They start feeling the pain, okay? Again, Alex Hormozi talks about this in depth. I've just found that this is part 1 of our 3-part system to not go to death of biz hell like Will's gone to many times before. All right, so we overview all their past pain. Then we get to go to sell the vacation, okay? What this means is you're not trying to tell them all the different features of your product. I'm not trying to say, "Hey, you'll get unlimited revisions," or "Hey, you'll get an AI deliverable and a JPEG deliverable and a PNG deliverable." I'm not trying to do that. You're trying to sell the vacation, the destination. What does it feel like and what does it look like when they get to their destination, when they get there? Meaning, once you have this logo, what's that feeling? Man, wow, you're gonna look so professional. Like your credibility is going to go up. People are going to respect your brand. You're pretty much selling that, okay? Now, this is the part where you do got to say that, and then you also got to make a proposal or put a price tag on it, okay? So you say all that, and this will be via text, via email, via phone call, and then you put a price tag, okay? And what happens every single time almost is that they're gonna be like, oh my God, that price tag is so big, my goodness. And this is where most people stop. They're like, oh, I guess I quoted too high. That's not the case. Don't stop there. I'm gonna erase this little thing. Almost there. We're gonna get through this so I can get to the other 2 parts of hell. Boom, right there. Now your job is to explain away doubts, okay? I will not jump too far deep into this. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do that. Again, Alex Hormozi, this is his system, so you can get it direct from the source. But explain away the doubts. You're pretty much like most people are just victims, like including ourselves, and they cast away why they can't do something to whether it's circumstance, other people, or then finally themselves. We'll just stop there. But you'll have to slay all these whys they can't. That's a whole thing. And then once they do say yes, I know I'm kind of skipping through, I'm kind of like making that sound easy. It's not. Usually it takes about 7 days for me on like a 2K type of sell. From the day that they first initially contact me or I contact them to the day that we close. Not too shabby. Then we want to reinforce. This is running out of space. Reinforce decision. Okay. Pretty much you get the close, they sign the contract, they give you their credit card. After that, you're reinforcing, which could be the same thing as doing onboarding, okay? You're literally onboarding them, making them feel good about the decision they made. This is like in the first 24 to 48 hours. This is not easy to do because you have all these other things that you are needing to do, but it's very important that when someone gives you $2,000, they're like, I wonder if I just wasted my $2,000. You try to do your best to reinforce and be like, okay, got you, we got you. Now, all of closing is, and this is what's crazy about this zombie thing, this thing, all closing is making a big ass promise. And then now you have to deliver on that promise. Okay, so that's all we're gonna say. That is part 1. Come back here. That is part 1. Check. Boom. We learned how to close. Okay, cool. Then another thing, you know, you want to just join the death of parentpreneur biz hell. The third one or second one was talking too much. This is a big one for me. Just shut the fuck up, Will. Just shut up. I talk way too much, okay? And I noticed that I'd have these calls, right? I'd get through, like, pretty much what happens is this is pretty much where this kind of happens at. This is where I fuck up the sale. Usually, what happens is we check off C, we check off L, and then usually what happens is on O, to overview pain, they want to have a call. They usually, hey, can we get on the call and talk about this a bit? And I'm like, yeah, sure, can do. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Great way to just ruin a sale. Just get me on the phone. I'll just talk too much. Because people don't actually care about you, they care about themselves. Just real talk. It's real shit. So, how did I solve the talk too much problem? Because this one was a forever thing. Well, made script, okay? Okay. Now, if I can remember what the actual script is without without it taking too long for us to fairly quickly reference. So write this down. It is going to take too long for me to pull this up, but I'll try to summarize what the script was, because I think I can do that in my head. Okay, so we're gonna come back over here, do our quick erase dance. Essentially, these calls, what would happen before is I would have a call scheduled for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I would talk literally for an hour with these people, and they would get off and be like, okay, cool, well, we'll see if that, we'll see what we can do. And then they would just go into hell, just like they would just drop off a cliff. So I'm just gonna freestyle here, but essentially, STIC, that was the acronym. It was STIC with no K for whatever reason. STIC, okay? Okay, pretty sure it was, we were state, agenda, and then I believe it was talk. We were talking about past pain. And then I believe I was for, again, I'm just trying to bring this out of my brain. I usually reference this because, like we said, we'll be fucking shit up. I was something along the lines of, it's not going to be but it's pretty much like, can do stuff for you. Do stuff for you. And then C was pretty much like, clarify next steps. It was like, again, this is not the exact same one. Clarify next steps, but pretty much what happened is this. Here goes the before, was I'd say hi, and they'd say hi, and I'd say, and then I'd be like super nice, and then they'd say like 2 words, and I would say, let me tell you my life story. No joke. Oh, I'm a designer, and these are all the things I've done, and da 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 da, and blah 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 blah. And by the end of it, like, I hadn't talked about any of this. Okay, so we're not gonna do that. Cross that out. So very quickly, you say, hey, don't want to waste your time. This is why we're here. Just want to get a better understanding of what you're looking for. By the end of this, and again, also what I was also kind of didn't feel comfortable doing on the phone was talking money, okay? Which, by the way, still try not to do that. It pretty much sets the tone of saying, hey, gonna ask you a couple of questions. After I ask you a couple of questions, after this call, I'll get you a quote. So you don't have to worry about saying any numbers. And that's part of the reason why people don't want to, that's tough. Then they say, and then you say, is that cool? Is that good with you? Is that good? You kind of like we had the does this in line. Is that good with you? They'll say, yeah, that's permission. We'll move on to T, talk about your past pain. Pretty much like, what are the big reasons why you're here? And let's just have max 3 questions, 3 Qs. Why are you here? What's going on? You pretty much do the same kind of, you go back to the same kind of CLO thing. Like, I know we talked about a bit of this via text, but because there's more nuance in conversation, I just want to make sure. Let me clarify. So you're needing a logo, right? Yeah, I need a logo. And what I sent over to you, the brand kit information, that looks good. Good? Yeah. Then you come into, okay, so let's talk about like what is going on. What's hard for you? Why is this important? All this other stuff. Boom, right there. They talk, Boom, you knock that out. That takes pretty much the entire conversation right there. That's like 10, 12 minutes. Then the very last thing, you're like, I think this is actually, it pretty much, I can help you. You're like, yes, can help you. And then you just say, closing is pretty much, hey, after this call, you cool with me getting you over a quote? And they say, yeah. And you say, okay, bye. Knox slays this one out of the park. Gets rid of the talk too much, because God, Jesus, my God, this was bad. This is bad. So knock that out. All right, for the third part, we can make this happen pretty quickly. This is not too hard. This one's actually pretty easy. So pretty much of our part 3 of getting across the bridge, we're doing it. We're making it happen. Look at us. We did this one. Check. Boom. Check. Yeah, we're here. Okay. Got it. All right. Onward. So no context. This is really important for protecting yourself, but it's also important for you to actually delivering a really good product to another person. So this is just really simple. We're going to call this AI research. Okay. Okay. So this one, we got this. 1 second. It's gone. Gone. All right, we're just gonna write in green today. AI context, okay? So they, remember in our close, they gave the C, which was clarify, okay? What happens is then from there, you can take what they said and you can then go to ChatGPT. We'll just call this AI. They gave you their biz name, their why, and what they need. You can take all that, put it into AI, create a new chat for their name. So their name, completely new chat name. And then what you can do is say, search Bob, okay? And it will do it. It will literally look on the web and find all the stuff. I need space though, okay? So then, from there, and this is how you just kill it because you don't have to ask them a lot of questions, is you can create, if you want to get real fancy with it, you can create a current state, dream state. This will sell everything. Dream, if I can spell dream right, dream state. Pretty much said, all you do is ask AI and say, where are they now? Where are they now? And then what's their dream outcome? What is dream outcome? Do this, and it will literally list out from 1 to 10 to whatever of how to get them across the journey, their success bridge with you, okay? Yay, happy, not right now. It'll list out all sorts of different parts, and you can use this. Maybe the brand kit is really just part 1, but you can actually deliver all these other things for them if you really want to. Lastly is you can also get a customer journey. Customer journey. You can get a competitive analysis and all sorts of things. And what you do is you take all this stuff and you send it back in the C and say, hey, here goes this product, and then here goes things that we think this product can do for you. And that's all you got to do. Now, boom. We literally figured out how to have no method. We got a close method. Talk too much, made a script, and no context. We did AI research to back us up and make us awesome, happy closers that don't go to business hell. All right, if you enjoyed this, please like, love, subscribe, all the things, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.